Hi, I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to show you how to play Art Robbery. It is ages 8 and up, 2 to 5 players, and takes 20 minutes. Let me show you how to play. The goal of the game is to get the most points while also not having the least number of alibis. Whoever has the least alibis is caught by the police at the end and doesn't get to keep any of their loot. Alibis are, you can hardly, it's tiny little white dots on these tiles, and there's more of them as you go through the rounds of play. We have a 4-player game set up here. The setup's the same. Regardless of how many players you have, each player gets 5 cards, which nobody else would get to see, and you start with the sketches loot. This color of loot will get to go first, and whoever most recently went to a museum gets to take the first turn. We'll say it is this player, and all you do on your turn is you play 1 card and then you draw a card. If you play a card that, the 4, you get the 4 from the middle, and that goes up in front of you. It is not safe. Your fellow thieves can steal it from you over the course of play. And then you draw a card. This person's turn is over. I'm mostly going to leave these up. You wouldn't be able to see each other's cards during the game, but for the sake of the demonstration, we'll leave them up. There are some specialty cards that are not numbers. There is the guard dog. The guard dog starts out the game in the center, but once somebody plays a guard dog card, they get to have the guard dog in front of them. The guard dog is very valuable for a number of things. If somebody has a bit of loot in front of them and somebody tries to steal that loot, you can give them the guard dog instead and they don't get the loot, or you can choose, especially if it's a lower value loot. Sometimes you say, I don't care, you can take this, and you keep the guard dog. And the guard dog also establishes whoever has the guard dog in front of them at the end of this round will get to be the first to start play the next round. So you take turns and you're playing out these cards, collecting the numbers. There are 2 with the number 5 on them. If you just play the number 5, you take the number 5 tile. You have to have the boss card to collect the boss tile, and it is worth 5 points, but only if at the end of the round you also have a 5 or 4 tile that you have collected and successfully kept from your fellow thieves. So you go through and they're playing these cards. You can steal from each other. We're going to rig this a little bit. We'll say they have this 0 instead. You can steal from each other, but only if it's not already out here. If somebody played, if they had played this 3 and gotten this and somebody else has a 3, they have to take one of the ones out in the center first, but if they're all gone, then you can steal from them. So this person can play the 0, and the 0 is still very valuable because it has 2 alibi dots on the side. So that can be really important. And then the only other specialty card is this art thief that you can take whichever tile you want from the center, which we think includes the boss. And so keep on going. This person plays the boss and they take it back over here. And you keep on going until all of these have been claimed. And then that is the end of the round. We'll just say it ended up like this. Sometimes everything gets stolen from you. We're going to say that happened to the guy. Maybe he had the 2 and he chose to keep the guard dog instead. At the end of the round, you're supposed to flip these down. Nobody can touch them in future rounds. These are points that you have. Because they have the 5, they get to keep the boss tile that's worth 5. If they hadn't, they would have had to discard it. They don't get to keep it. You keep your hands the same, and then you would do raid 2, which is your sculptures, and flip these out, and then whoever has the guard dog gets to start play, and you keep on going through all of these in this process. You can see there's more alibis here. Now the 1 has an alibi dot on it. And by the time you get to the final round where you have your paintings, there are a lot more alibis to go around. So even the 5 has a single alibi on it. Everything but the 3s and the boss have an alibi in the final round. So keep on going until all of the tiles have been claimed in each of the rounds. Then you tally up your total. Whoever has the fewest alibis, it doesn't even matter how many points they have, they're just eliminated. And then whoever has the most points is the winner. So that's how to play Art Robbery. The target demographic for this game is an adult light gamer, somebody who just wants to be able to pick up a game, be able to read and understand the rules right away and happily play it for an evening. This is perfect for that. The rule complexity is low, so easy to get up and running. How competitive is this game? High. I mean, that is the theme of the game. You are just battling over loot. That said, I don't like games typically where people are overly mean to you, where to take that element and people are just sabotaging and backstabbing. And I didn't mind the gameplay in this game because it just seemed like people were doing the best strategic decisions that they could. It made sense how you were playing out the cards, and it was so quick how things were moving around, where if you just don't really get great cards or it doesn't pan out for you one game, you can play another one. It's not a long drawn out process, and that helps as well. The replay value is high with the right player count. This is not great at 2-player. It really just matters mostly who got the good cards then. At 3, it's better, but it really shines at 4 or 5 players, and that's where I would just happily play it on repeat. Similar games, if you like this one. High Society, you are bidding on cards and spending money and trying to have the most fancy items and points without having the least money. And then Royal Visit is like tug of war come to a strategic card game. But we really enjoy Art Robbery. Great theme, such a fun game. You should check it out. Thanks and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.